beautiful day. Now this is what I determine comfort right here. Obviously, we are in the midst of a masculinity crisis. Now, even though I can come out here on this beautiful, I don't even know what day it is, Monday afternoon in the sunshine and enjoy the peace and quiet, there is still an issue we need to talk about as young men, because you follow me, you're most likely a young individual, a young man, okay, wanting to be strong, wanting to be able to protect and provide the people around you, okay? Now, if you've seen the Andrew Tate interview, you know that masculinity is one of the main principles that he preaches. Become a strong man, go to the gym, build a body, you know, have the capability of protecting the people that you love and protecting yourself. Because I'm not going to lie to you, mate, and I know this sounds pessimistic in a sense, but don't take it in a negative way. Take this as motivation to become the best version of yourself. Life is very, very difficult. It's a fucking cold world out there. You know as best as anybody, because you've experienced it firsthand. Life can be tough. Life is literally just a struggle. Every single day you'll find something that you have to struggle for, something that you have to overcome, some sort of obstacle. So taking moments like this to just sit and appreciate the beauty around you and the peace when you do get it is amazing. But that's not the point. The point is, there's a war on masculinity at the moment. I've told this story before. I went to a university lecture with this beautiful young lady I was seeing, right? I don't go to university myself. I'm more business-minded. This young lady I was with, she goes to university. She studies criminology, which is basically like, you know, being a detective, you know, crime law, that kind of stuff. And in this lecture, as I walked in, I'm not a very judgmental person, or at least I try not to be. But as I walked into this lecture, looked around me at all the other students, looked around me at the teacher herself, I could quite visibly tell these people, without stereotyping, these people were, you know, the classic feminist, LGBT, wokey individuals, if you'd like to call them that. And this is no disrespect, it's just my observation. Maybe I was wrong. My point was proven correct, because when they started speaking about criminology and crime and criminals and things like that, the lady that was teaching us said, you know, the thing that motivates men to commit crimes, it's not childhood, it's not, you know, childhood trauma, nothing like that. It's toxic masculinity. So I came to this criminology lecture for the first time I've ever been to university, because I don't go to uni. You know, me and this girl kind of had this joke of like, oh, one day you should sneak into my university, because they have no security guards and they don't really check. You can basically just walk in. Kind of bullshit, but there you go. Yeah, let's sneak in, and you know, you can pretend to be a uni student for the day. You can kind of blend in and see what you like, see what the experience is like. I was like, okay, cool, let's do it. It'll be fun. I've never been to uni before. It'll be fun. It'll be a little laugh, right? Went in there, walked in, sat down, started listening to the lady speak. She starts talking about feminism and misogynistic values and toxic masculinity, and how if you go to the gym and you want to be strong, that means you have a higher likelihood of becoming a criminal. She was talking about what motivates these men to become criminals and commit crime. And she said, the answer is because it's toxic masculinity. They're trying too hard to prove their dominance in the social hierarchy and to be strong and look at me, everyone. It's kind of like an ego war. That's how she described masculinity. Now, if you follow me, if you are a young man, you probably understand that there is no such thing as toxic masculinity. There's just simply not. There's no such thing. I've got another story I want to tell you in a second, which is very, very interesting and quite funny. I was on a date with this girl. I'll come on to that in a second. There is no such thing as toxic masculinity, simply because you have to have the capability of badness, you have to have the capability of violence in order to protect yourself from the hardships of the world, which we previously just discussed is a fact of the universe. You cannot have one thing without the other. You can't have the beautiful peace and relaxation and positivity if you do not have negativity, badness, struggle, pain, suffering, etc. We understand that, yeah? So why then is it toxic or in any shape or form negative for you to want to become strong, resilient, competent, confident, and be able to protect yourself, your family, your loved ones, your girl when you're on a date, from badness and from violence? Why is it toxic to want to do that? This doesn't necessarily mean, the thing is with this lady, and the thing that I perceive she got wrong in this discussion was simply, she perceives masculinity, all masculinity, as, okay, if you have the capability of badness, it automatically means you are going to go down a route of crime. Because if you have the capability of badness, surely that must mean you act upon it, right? Otherwise, what's the point in having the capability? That was her mindset. My perception of masculinity is you must have the capability of badness. You must have the capability to hurt somebody, quite frankly, to perform acts of violence if needed, but then control it, then learn to harness it. You don't go around punching people because this is the pinnacle of masculinity, is emotional intelligence, emotional control. You do not go around crying every time you feel like crying. You harness it. Now, I'm not one of these guys that says, oh, don't ever cry. If you need to cry, go and cry, but there's a time and a place for it. Do you understand? Maybe when you're in the shower at the end of the day, go and cry then, okay? Maybe at the end of a long day, you get into bed, you're by yourself. Yeah, have a good cry, whatever. Have an emotional dump if you really, really need to. But if you're walking through the shopping mall and there's strangers about that may be watching you, maybe trying to identify targets to rob, etc., and you're with your girl and you start crying because you feel upset because, oh, my dog died or whatever, that is not the time and the place to cry. Do you understand what I'm saying? So emotional intelligence is absolutely a prime principle of you becoming a masculine and competent individual. Forget about, you understand, because you watch me, I know you're not one of these feminist wokies, but you understand that you have to be able excuse me, fucking flies are attacking me, to commit violence. You have to have the capability to take a life if you needed to. If I was walking down the street and somebody tried to kidnap my little sister, my baby sister, do you think it's okay for me to not have the capability of hurting that person that tries to kidnap my baby sister because I'm toxic if I was to do so? Absolutely not. I would happily say on camera right now to the public, if anyone ever tried to touch a member of my family in a way like that, where they were trying to harm them, I would happily go to jail for the rest of my life to protect them. I say that on camera publicly right now. I do not care what has to be done as long as the threat is fucking neutralized. That is my mindset. If that makes me toxic, so be it. Then I'm toxic. Fine, I'm a misogynist, whatever. Right? Call me what you want, but that's the way I see the world, and that is the pinnacle of masculinity throughout all of humanity. Throughout years, we go to war to protect the people that we love. We fight and kill other human beings to protect the people that we love. It's part of life. You either accept it and you thrive in the world, or you delude yourself and pretend it doesn't exist, become a feminist, become a wokie, LGBT, fucking BLM, whatever. You become one of those and just delude yourself. Nope, live in fairy tale land. There's no badness. No, we all should be equal. Everything's great. Toxic masculine. You go to the gym, oh my God, you're toxic. You're so toxic. This one time I went to a party. My friend's birthday party, okay? Love the guy. I went to go and see him. And obviously some of the other mates that I met in the gym that were also at this birthday party. I went over there. Yeah, you know, said hello to them, had a little catch up. I hadn't seen them in quite a long time. So then I started to meet the other people that were out there at this kind of like house party. I started to introduce myself to them. Nice to meet you. My name's Luke, blah, blah, blah. These people, again, were feminist, wokey, LGBT, like this kind of shit, right? They were those kind, and they were girls. They were those kind of girls. And one of them asked me, where did you meet such and such, the guy that was the friend that I was coming to see? Where did you meet him? They asked me that. And I said, oh, I met them in the gym. Yeah, I just met in the gym once. We were talking in the gym. And they're like, the gym? You met them in the gym? Like almost really, really disgusted of the fact that I met a friend in the gym. Just because I was in the gym. Like, oh, you meet friends in the gym? Oh my God, oh, you don't meet friends when you're drinking and getting wasted on a night out. You meet friends in the gym. Listen, I'm sorry that I want to be strong and healthy and look after myself and live till 120 years old or whatever. I'm sorry that I want to, you know, achieve peak human capabilities and not just drink myself to death at the age of 21. I do apologize for that. You know, I'm sorry if that offends you, but yes, that is where I met my friend, in the gym, while I was getting fucking hench club at the same time. Do you understand? It's just, honestly, it's ridiculous. These people are brainwashed. They are just genuinely brainwashed. And each to their own. I'm not judging anybody. I don't really care. I have no hatred in my heart. I have no resentment in my heart. There's no negativity from me to anybody else. I just simply don't care. But the problem is when it starts to affect the youth, when it starts to infect the minds of the children, because they have no other counter argument, because the whole agenda on the media, the news, TV, Disney movies, all of this bullshit, it's all perpetuated in a very feminist and one-sided narrative. Therefore, the children that are consuming this content on the internet nowadays and on TV and the news have no opposing side. They're not encouraged to be critical, free thinkers, because they're just being pushed this one agenda. This is the problem. Answer this question for me right now. Is it toxic for you to defend your family if they start getting attacked on the street? Is it toxic for you to have the capability to defend your family by being strong and by going to the gym and looking after yourself and being healthy and boxing so you know how to fight and actually hurt another human being? There's nothing toxic about that. There's nothing wrong with that. There's some evil people on this planet. I promise you right now, I've encountered plenty in my life. There's some fucking horrible people, and they don't give a shit. They don't care about human life. They don't care about anything else other than their own personal gain. And you're telling me that it's okay for you to walk down the street with your skinny stick boy arms, no fighting experience, no combat experience. You have no idea what discomfort or pain feels like. Absolutely no clue on the realities of the world and what people are capable of. And you're telling me that's okay? Because at least it's not toxic. I'd rather be toxic any day, bruv. Really would. So I was on a date with this girl once, this Brazilian lady. She was a bit older than me. She's 25. I'm 21 years old. So I was on this date with this lady, and she prepared some questions for me, which, you know, is fine, I don't mind. Kind of felt like an interview a little bit, but it's interesting. We spoke about some variety of different topics. And one of the questions was, this is a big one, this is kind of make or break. What do you think about Andrew Tate? And I told her my honest opinion. I think his message is very, very positive, etc. You know, the usual masculine stuff, right? Yes, go to the gym. Yes, be strong. I think he's a very positive force for good in this world. And yeah, I absolutely agree with a lot of the things that he says. I was going to say if not all, but I don't really want to, you know, speak in absolutes. So yeah, I agree with most of the things I've heard him say. Absolutely. And she was kind of like, well, isn't that misogynistic? Do you know that he takes the women to Romania to rape and human trafficking? Started going on a rant about Andrew Tate, right? And I'm sat here on a date with this girl trying to enjoy my life, and she's talking about another man. So I was just ready to get up and walk. Honestly, I was bored out of my mind. I was like, bro, if this lady keeps going on, I'm literally just gonna say, listen, I'm sorry, I appreciate your time, but I don't think we're gonna, you know, get along very well. I don't think we're compatible. I would leave very, very respectful, pay for the drinks, and then I'm out, right? But I was genuinely tempted to do that. Now, she said I basically asked her a question when she started going on a rant about Andrew Tate and masculinity and feminism and all this kind of stuff, and how men and women are equal. That's another one that she said, men and women are equal. I started to explain the concept of masculine and feminine energy to her. Obviously, masculine energy, just a quick brief summary if you don't understand already. Masculine energy is the pursuit of a mission, the pursuit of a goal, the pursuit of some sort of external aspect that's bigger than yourself, right? That is the main motivation for masculine energy centered individuals. This is why men oftentimes thrive when they are working. This is why men that do not work, that don't have any goal, purpose or mission to strive towards, feel quite depressed or sad or low or demotivated or kind of lost in life. Work and a mission, some sort of goal that you can strive and charge towards, is what keeps you fulfilled as a masculine individual. Feminine energy is all about the flow of intimacy, the flow of, you know, the love in the relationship, the flow of the present moment, the flow of emotion, basically. They are very much motivated by what they feel rather than, I guess, some sort of external goal that you just strive towards no matter what. That's kind of the difference between the two. I explained this concept in a very much more detailed and in-depth way to this lady. She's like, yeah, that makes sense. But do you not still believe that, you know, men and women are equal? And all? I was like, no, because that's not the point of life. Life is supposed to be balanced. If men and women were equal, we wouldn't be able to create babies. We wouldn't be able to do the things we're able to do with the beauty of human life. Women are absolutely beautiful. They can literally carry a baby for 9 months. I can't do that. Hats off to you ladies, right? That's fucking impressive. It really is. That's a magical experience. It's literally a miracle. And only you can do that as a female. So no, we're not fucking equal at all. Absolutely not. Naturally as a man. You know what? There's studies done. There has been studies done where the natural born male, just a normal male, doesn't train for strength or anything like that. He's not some powerlifter or nothing. He's just a normal testosterone, red-blooded male, is naturally stronger than a lady that goes to the gym and trains for strength, right? You as a man have the beautiful capability of being strong, being full of testosterone, full of life, full of energy, full of capability to create and mold things and change things, right? Women can do that too. I'm not saying that. But there are things in life, biological nature, that have polar opposites, and men and women are simply polar opposites, just like everything else in life. Hot, cold, pain, pleasure. There's always an opposite. It's the law of polarity. Study the laws of the universe. So, I explained that concept to her. And I also said to her, I asked her the same question. If we were walking down the street right now, and I was some skinny fucking stick man that had no capability of protecting you, and you got robbed, would you want to fight off the attackers for me? I asked her this question, would you be attracted to me if I just hid away and cowered in the corner and let you fight off the attackers? Would that turn you on? And she's like, well, I don't really mind a feminine submissive man. Bullshit, absolute bullshit. Do you know why it's bullshit? Because without sounding too vulgar, without getting ahead of myself, yeah, I ended up fucking that same girl. So clearly the mindset, the philosophy that these brainwashed individuals have, it's so out of whack and out of alignment for what they genuinely are attracted to and what they genuinely believe physiologically, biologically in their core, at nature. It's so just disproportionate to what they've been taught through the media and TikTok and social media. They have no idea what they even want. They don't even know. Yeah, I'm attracted to a submissive feminine guy that would hide away in the corner while I'm getting mugged on the street. And then she ends up fucking a guy like me. It just doesn't make any sense, bro. Do you know what I mean? So, please, as a message to you, my friend, do not allow anyone to take away the beauty of your masculinity, because that is what makes you a fucking man, and that's what fulfills you in life. I promise you right now, no matter how much you get bombarded by the feminist movements and all this wokey bullshit, you will never be more fulfilled than when you are pursuing your masculine essence, when you are staying true to your masculine core, being strong, healthy, protecting and providing for the people around you, being respectful, polite, being a gentleman, being kind, loving to the people around you, being strong and capable, molding your way to financial freedom, freedom in general. That's what we crave. That's why, you know, things like watching sports and orgasm and fucking anything, war. This is why the men are attracted to these things, because it signifies, it embodies the pursuit of freedom. When you release through ejaculation, it's that release of the build-up of sexual energy. Sports, you're literally crushing the enemy team to get the victory, to get that freedom of the victory. War, we're fighting for freedom. It's the same thing. That's what the pinnacle of masculinity is about. It's striving for freedom. Don't let anyone take that away from you. I don't give a fuck who it is. Because I promise you right now, you'll live a very miserable existence if you start going down this feminist, wokey, LGBT fucking... And this is not being disrespecting anyone. I love and accept everybody. I have no hatred in my heart, like I said before. But there's certain agendas, there's certain movements that are just pushed and over-exaggerated to the point where there's no wonder male suicide rates are so high. So just please keep this in mind, okay? The coaching is down below if you would like to learn more from me. And just a quick little story before I end here. Obviously, the little hand thing, I fucking busted up my hand. And... all down my arm as well has been fucked. How did I do that? You may be wondering. I was fighting off tigers on the way here to record the video, because obviously I live in a very hostile country. No, I'm joking. I was riding this bike through the park, and I went, obviously I had my headphones in. That's not really a problem. It wasn't the headphones that were a problem. However, I do not recommend you go about on your headphones unless you are completely perspicacious and situationally aware of your surroundings. I highly recommend you don't, you know, go around with your headphones in. It literally just taken away a sense. But anyway, I had my headphones in, listening to The Weeknd, After Hours, absolute banging song, and riding the bike. And I came around this corner, and there was like a little barrier that you had to kind of climb over, right? And there was a gap in the barrier, a very, very small gap. And I was like, I can fucking make that. So as I was turning into this gap, I kind of glanced to the right because there was some kids running down this path or something. And as I looked back, I noticed that, shit, I was about to crash into the barrier. So I kind of like drifted the bike. And as I drifted the bike, the back wheel hit into the barrier, and I went fucking flying on my back, all over my back, grinded up my fucking arm. I don't know if there's any gravel on my back still, but... and scraped my hand along the process. And there was a family, bless them, there was a family of like 6 walking past me as I fell right in front of them and just lay on my back like that, looking up to the heavens, and the family were watching me. And I took my headphones off because I had The Weeknd blasting full volume in my ears as I fell over into the gravel. And the family were like, oh my god, you're all right, mate, you okay? And the lady was like, oh, you know, just take a moment to breathe, you're all right. I just got my headphones off. I was like, sorry about that, guys. And the guy was like, that was a bit dramatic, wasn't it? I was like, yeah, it's a nice way to make an entrance, you know, nice to meet you. My name's Luke. And yeah, I think that's a key point. It's so funny that I came here to record this video about masculinity and being strong and being emotionally intelligent and being stoic. And on the way here, I fell off my fucking bike, scraped my back up, cut my fucking hand open. I need to go and wash this before it gets infected. And, you know, just got up and I was like, yeah, I'm fine. Sorry about that, guys. I do apologise for blocking your path. And I just cracked on, just cycled off, and they were kind of like, what the fuck? He's not, like, he didn't even take a breath enough, and he just got straight back off. You've got to approach life like this, and you have to get used to being in fucking pain, bro. I love it. When I fell off the bike, they were worried for me. Like, oh my God, are you okay? Oh my God, like, take a moment to breathe. I started laughing because I was like, I just love pain. I'm not a psychopath or nothing. There's nothing wrong with me. This is like proving the point of like toxic masculinity. Oh my God. But just getting used to being in pain, getting used to going through discomfort and surviving it is such an addictive feeling, especially for men. For masculine men, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. There is something so satisfying about getting punched in the face in boxing, falling off your bike and grazing your arm, whatever. I'm a fully grown man still falling off my bike, bro. It's ridiculous. You know, just going through some sort of pain, going through some sort of discomfort, whether that's mentally or physically or whatever, and coming out the other side and surviving. I've briefly explained my past struggles this month financially as well. I've had a bit of a hustling, brokey month. You know, I've had to literally hustle to just find money to pay the rent. It's been a strugglesome month. And I survived it. I got through it. Every single time you survive some sort of discomfort or pain or negativity, you come back stronger and you feel elated. You feel such a heightened sense of positive energy coursing through you, because it's another proof that you are a masculine man and you fucking survived. It's such a beautiful feeling. So just keep that in mind. Don't be so reactive to the world. Don't be so emotional and feminine. Get a grip of yourself. I could have just gone there and like, oh my God, yeah, please help me up. Started fucking spazzing out. Obviously, I'm not a bitch. Got up, took a deep breath, laughed at it, said goodbye, cracked on. That was it. That you've just got to fucking embrace pain. You're not going to die. And if you do die, you won't know anything about it anyway. So just fucking man up a little bit, right? And I mean that with love, not in a toxic way. Understood? Take care. Bow.